Hello, fellow Illumineers. We here at the university have been playing quite a bit of the fan-made format known as Heroic, and plan on doing deck techs and gameplays of the casual multiplayer format. I thought I'd do a quick overview of what Heroic is, and why it might appeal to you as an alternative to standard core. Heroic draws heavily on the extremely popular format in Magic the Gathering known as Commander. To some this is a good thing, others not so much, but for some of you, you might be saying, why are we talking about a different TCG right now? Or, stop comparing this to that. That is fair, and coming from Magic the Gathering, we definitely want Lorcana to grow into its own unique experience. But we think it is a very good idea to look to the oldest and most successful TCG in existence for your do's and don'ts. Since lead designer Ryan Miller worked on Magic the Gathering, I am sure Ravensburger's design team is doing the same. Anyone who has tracked the success of Magic the Gathering in the more recent years cannot deny the absolute beast Commander has become. From its humble origins as a fan-made, fan-run, casual multiplayer experience to now where it is by far the most popular format in the OG TCG. But enough about that other TCG for now. Let's talk about what Heroic is today. Heroic is an alternative format that puts theming and casual fun at the forefront rather than player skill in studied matchups. It stands opposite of the competitive core scene, which favors one-on-one battles of skill using crowdsourced meta decks, and instead favors chaotic multiplayer experiences with a variety of unique builds. It does this in several ways. Heroic features the storyboard. This is a set of 3 cards that you've elevated to become the theme of your deck. Your storyboard consists of a legendary character, an ally, and a song. Your storyboard cards are kept outside of your deck and are accessible to you to be played at any time as if they were in your hand. Say your favorite villain is Ursula. You could create a storyboard with the legendary Ursula Deceiver of All, the ally Flotsam and Jetsam, and the song Poor Unfortunate Souls. Look at that theming. However, you're not restricted to a franchise and could change your song to Let the Storm Rage On and your ally to Kristoff, Reindeer Keeper if you wanted. Do note that your song needs to be singable by your legendary, be that by having less ink cost than your legendary or less than its singer value. You might be wondering how busted it might be to play Strength of the Raging Fire infinitely, but do know that there is a cumulative tax added to each of your storyboard cards each time one of them are played, increasing their cost by 1. Heroic is a singleton format, meaning that there can be no more than 1 of each card in your deck, with the exception for cards that explicitly say so. This allows for a much more varied gameplay experience. If you're tired of playing matches where the exact same cards are played turn after turn, game after game, this format is great for breaking up those studied play lines of the competitive core scene. Since you're only allowed 1 of each card, you'll find yourself digging deeper for alternative, less optimal variants of effects you might normally lean on. This means that more of those cards that have been relegated to your junk box will see the light of day in your Heroic deck. This is also great for collectors who don't want to buy duplicates of expensive cards. Speaking of variants, Heroic uses 100 card decks, exactly 100, rather than the 60 or greater of standard core. This basically guarantees that no 2 games will play out the same, as the likelihood of you and your opponents drawing the same sequence of cards is wild. The deck will actually be 97 cards, with the final 3 cards being pulled out to build your storyboard. Which brings us to the last big change. Your deck can have up to 3 different colors of ink, rather than 2. With the introduction of dual ink cards, this might change in the near future, but for now, decks can be made with the cards of ink colors shared with your legendary, ally, and song. If your storyboard is completely sapphire, then the cards in your deck need to be all sapphire as well. A few more things to mention. Heroic is generally played to 30 lore rather than 20. Sorry, Donald Duck Flustered Sorcerer. It's generally meant to be a multiplayer format to use all those cards which pluralize as opponents, and as such, the player who goes first gets to draw a card. Okay, let's review. Storyboard, singleton, 100 cards, 3 inks, 30 lore, multiplayer, draw and play. Anything else? Oh yeah, have a fun time.